Hi everyone, it's Terry here from nutsaboutsstamping.com. In today's video tutorial, I'm going to feature two retiring embossing folders and combine them together to make a beautiful and easy to create thank you card. I also need to say a very sad goodbye to my Itty Bitty Blooms punch pack, and I'm going to use these two punches from that pack to make some fun flower embellishments to make my thank you card a real standout. So the two embossing folders I'm going to use is the Petal Burst embossing folder, and then these are called Petal Pear, and I'm only going to use this one for my card. So let's do that right away. I actually was inspired for my card design and colors using this leftover piece of Needlepoint Nook Designer Series paper. I love this paper pack. It's so bright and cheerful to me, and it's a beautiful sunny day outside today. So that makes me want to create a really happy card. So I'm going to use the Poppy Parade as a layer on the front of my card, but I'm only going to emboss just a narrow strip on this layer because I need to make room for some other things on the front of my card. All right, so let me bring in my Big Shot. I've got my Big Shot platform that comes with the Big Shot, my bottom standard cutting pad. I'm going to put the embossing folder with the cardstock inside on top, and then I've got my top standard cutting pad, and I'll run that through. Okay, there you go. Hopefully you can see the design on there that's embossed. I love it. I could use this side, which is more subtle, but I've never really been a subtle kind of person, so I'm going to use this side. All right, now I'm going to now bring in my Petal Burst embossing folder, and using the same sandwich, this time I'm going to emboss a square piece of crushed curry. So I'm going to pop this in like so, and I'm going to run it through my Big Shot using the same sandwich. And since I have my Big Shot on the ready, let me show you this. I just love this embossing folder. So it's retiring on June 3rd, as is the Petal Pear embossing folders. So if you like them, buy them now, because after June 3rd, they're going to be gone for good. All right, so I think the fun thing about today's card is it doesn't use a stamp set at all. What I'm going to do is die cut a phrase for the front of my thank you card. I have my magnetic platform, my bottom standard cutting pad, and then I've got the well-written framelits dies, and there's one in there that says thanks. So I'm going to die cut it from a piece of scrap crushed curry, and on the back of this I've got some of the multi-purpose adhesive sheets, which is actually going to make this like a sticker for the front. Let me just see which way goes best. This way goes best. All right, so I've got my magnetic platform, bottom standard cutting pad, my cardstock with the die on top, top standard cutting pad, hold it in place while you run it through. And I will poke this out, and then we'll move on to the next steps of creating this card. All right, I have everything die cut and ready to go. So let's put it all together. So my card base is going to be Whisper White. I cut it 11 by 4 1/4, scored it at the 5.5 mark, and my card is going to be a portrait layout. And then I'm going to attach the embossed layer. That's the Poppy Parade. I like it this way. There's so many possibilities when you die cut. And then I have my Petal Burst layer, and I've got my thanks. So I think what I'm going to do is attach my thanks first, and that'll help me with positioning my crushed curry embossed piece. Okay, so I'm going to attach the thanks. I love these multi-purpose adhesive sheets. Just makes die cutting a breeze and adhering even better, because if you use a liquid glue on the back of these skinny letters, it could smear out and then stain your cardstock, which is not so pretty. All right, so I'm going to attach this layer next. Again, with this embossing folder, you've got a beautiful altered side as well, but I think I want the side that are the outies instead of the innies. Okay, and then I need something else for the front. So I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and as I said at the beginning of the video, I used my Itty Bitty Blooms punch pack to create some flowers. And I don't want to have you sit there and watch me create 9 little flowers. But here's what my plan is. And this is, to me, what makes this card so bright and cheery, is I am going to adhere these 9 little flowers onto the front of this Whisper White layer, like so. And then I'm going to attach it to the front of my card. So I'm going to stop the video for a minute. What I'm going to do is use my fine tip glue pen, and I'm going to put just a spot of glue onto the Whisper White layer and then literally just drop the flower on top. And what I will do, so that I can get everything all nice and organized visually, is I'm going to do the center row first, and then I will add my flowers on each side so that I can make sure that the final product is all lined up visually. So I'll be back in a moment and I'll show you what this layer looks like when it's all glued together and all dry. I think this layer is dry enough now to attach to the front of my card. So I'm going to flip it over. I could use some Stampin' Dimensionals or mini Stampin' Dimensionals, but I'm actually going to mail this thank you card to somebody who placed an order at my online store. So I want to be able to send her a beautiful thank you card, and I need it flat for mailing. All right, so there we go. I've got my layer on the front. And then the last thing I'm going to do, let me just show this to you. The last thing I'm going to do is bring in some of my best root enamel shapes. And there's this yellow shape on here. Now it's not a perfect match with the crushed curry, but that doesn't bother me so much. What I want to do, and I always promised myself that I would, maybe I'll do them down here. I would use up all of my embellishments before the new catalog comes out so that I can buy some more embellishments and not feel guilty about it. I'm wondering if you're in the same boat. All right, there we go. I think my thank you card is gorgeous. It's really bright and cheerful, and I hope it will make somebody's day a very happy one when she receives it in the mail. For a complete listing of everything I used to make this card and a link to my online store in case you want to place an order for these products before they retire on June 3rd, please visit my blog, www.nutzaboutsstamping.com. Hey, while you're on my blog, why not subscribe to my free newsletters? I send one out each week, and I'll show you a project idea that you won't see anywhere else. I'm Terry. I am Nuts About Stamping. I hope you make something bright and cheerful today too. Bye for now.